What is up, my dashing dudes and darling dames? I am the Horns TV, and welcome back to the only subreddit where apparently everything is everyone else's fault. It's r/entitled parents. Our first post for today comes from Terrible Wombat. Entitled mother thinks her child is the exception to the no children allowed rule for a live audio recording. For context, I used to work for a church as an audio technician, and just general hand for weekend services and things. A few years ago, the church pulled enough money together to record a live worship session to put on sale. It was a really important thing that had been in the works for months, and in case you don't know, really expensive to do. So the decision was made to not allow children under the age of 12 or 13, I can't remember exactly, into this recording service under the logic that kids that young can't be quiet the entire night, with the entire crowd being recorded with a ton of microphones as well. And this was advertised as the rule well in advance. So, I'm standing at the main entrance welcoming people and explaining what to expect, and I see her walking up with their kids. "Excuse me, ma'am, but children under a certain age aren't allowed in the service tonight. We have activities and alternative arrangements ready for them in the other building." What? I explain it again while still getting stared at. "But my kids are really mature and grown up. They will be fine, don't worry." Her trying to end the conversation. Me somehow still being polite. "Ma'am, that could probably be true, but if I let your children in, I would have to let other children in who wouldn't be, and they could ruin the recording. I have to apply the rule equally." "I don't care about other people's kids. I want my kids with me." She then sees my supervisor walking to the door to the audio booth next to me. "Hey, supervisor, OP won't let my kids come in, but you know they're fine, right?" No. You know the rules for tonight." He's right, they can't come in. The mother looks at both of us fuming. "Well, if they can't come in, then we are going home." And both of us say, "That is certainly your right." The entitled mother stormed away with embarrassed kids, and we went on with the night without a care in the world. Side note, the CD turned out great, and the church raised a lot of money for charity with it. If I recall correctly, it was supporting local drug and alcohol addiction treatment centers. Yeah, something that I've found whenever reading through these stories on entitled parents, it's that they really hate it whenever you tell them that you have to treat them equally as everybody else. They really get mad at that for some reason. Our next post for today comes from Redheaded Elf. Entitled mother rams into my mom's food truck and says it's our fault. Hey guys, you may remember me from my last post here about a very sexist woman. Well, today I have a new story again revolving around my mom's food truck. Okay. So this was around 1, and my mom, brother, and I were driving around looking for a place where we could park my mom's food truck. He ended up settling on a decently big and popular park and headed up there to sell some food to the park goers and pay the bills. We get to the park and park the truck next to the main playground. I have barely unbuckled my seatbelt when I feel a bump from the back. It wasn't enough to damage anything, but it was very noticeable from inside the vehicle. My brother and I immediately get out to see that a car had bumped into us. The only visible damage on either car was a small dent in the other car. A couple of seconds later, a woman gets out of said car. The woman, of course, is a Karen. The following combo ensues. EM is EM, me is me, B is brother, and M is mom. "My car!" And she looks at me and my brother. "You two did this. This is your fault." "How is this our fault?" "You stole my parking spot." What? "I was going to park here and you two stole it." At this point, my mother comes over to see what's going on. "Hey, boys, what's going on?" "We found the source of the shake." "Hello, ma'am. Do you mind telling me what's going on and why you bumped into my truck?" "You stole my parking spot. Now me and my baby's day is ruined thanks to you." I don't know much about what all else happened, because at that point I just put on headphones and started setting up the truck. A few minutes pass, and my mom enters the truck and we just went on with our day. Last time I checked, intent to take a parking spot does not mean that that parking spot is actually yours. So it's actually your fault, and you're gonna get fined for that, and your insurance is gonna go up. So, bye-bye, Karen. Our next post comes from Anita Derange. I refuse to let Drama Goblin ruin my wedding, so I ruined it myself. Drama Goblin is the entitled friend and DH's husband. I've posted many times about Drama Goblin. She has some nerve. I'm very, very low contact with her now, but I have stories for days. It took me a lot of growing up and breaking toxic habits to realize that holding on to someone like Drama Goblin is not in my best interest. It sucks that even if you've known them for more than half of your life and genuinely care if they live or die, that it can still kill your soul. She just refuses to see any fault in herself and refuses to grow, despite claiming growth over and over only to be the exact same or worse in some cases. This happened years ago, as I have been married for some time. My husband and I married young. I was 18 and he was 21. We had been together about 3 years by this time. We got engaged in a whirlwind way, and after a year of engagement, we decided on the perfect date. Only problem was we only had 4 weeks to plan it. We knew we had to have an actual wedding ceremony with friends and family. His family is very religious, so they nearly demanded it. TBH. Long story short, we found a venue and got everything together. My husband's family are very traditional old school Christian. Drama Goblin was a bridesmaid. Her ex-husband was a groomsman. Their son was the ring bearer. It was adorable. He wore a tiny tuxedo. Dress shopping for most of us went pretty fast and easy. I wanted the wedding party to be solid black, no specific cut or design. Men in all black with red ties, women with a red rose. Pretty simple. I bought all the bridesmaids' dresses. My sister and my maid of honor picked one super fast. Drama Goblin took nearly 5 hours to pick a dress. When she did, it was over the budget I'd given. I was so worn down and exhausted, I caved. My bachelorette party that was supposed to be me with my family, we were gonna have a second small one with just us girls. She surprised me and my husband's very Christian family by dancing provocative and stripping down to her bare ass. She drank way too much and started stripping. I mean, she was a stripper at the time and she's an attractive woman, but this was not the time or the place. Laugh out loud, her own family is as strict and judgy as husbands. Point is, she knew better. She traumatized his family against me. Laugh out loud, I know I let her. You would think this would be it, right? Surely I had had enough. No. My dumb butt caved because I thought of her as family, and we all make mistakes, and we all have flaws. We had rehearsal the day before the wedding. She was 3 hours late. She showed up after we had gone through the motions and such. I had to talk to her through it on my own. The night before the wedding, the women in the wedding party all crashed together at mine and my husband's place. My husband and the groomsmen stayed at one of their houses. My sister, maid of honor, and I set all of our stuff up for the next morning. We made a plan and then hung out. Drama Goblin just bounced around, socializing all night. We barely slept at all. Morning came. Us normal women are getting our hair and makeup done. By ourselves. We have always liked makeup and such. But Drama Goblin is still not really even trying. Just hanging out. Being really slow. We start doing her hair and makeup in shifts. An hour before the wedding, we are finished, and I'm pretty ready to step into my dress. We had maybe an hour before the actual ceremony and the photographer had shown up. Her dress didn't fit. It would not zip. She had been drinking every single night and eating like crap and gained enough weight in 3 weeks that her dress didn't fit. I was so angry. Who doesn't try the dress on a day or two ahead of time to make sure all is good? Maybe I'm weird. I don't know. We were at my house still, only 5 minutes from the venue, so I look in my closet. I was much taller and built thicker than her. I picked out the first black dress I found. She literally threw a fit like a toddler, stamped her feet, cried, messed her hair up. I had to be very stern. She put it on. She looked like I stole her puppy. It was way too big and frumpy. It nearly drug on the ground. My wedding pictures are hilarious to me because I know how miserable she is. Maybe that makes me a bad person? A petty person at the very least. My dear husband's family hates everything about it. They also think she ruined it by sobbing the whole time. She changed into pajamas after the ceremony and went that way to the reception out of spite, I'm sure. Oh well, you win some, you lose some. This seems to me that Drama Goblin was jealous of your wedding and you being happy with somebody that wasn't her. I'm gonna guess that she did it because she was spiteful or vengeful because you were gonna have time that wasn't for her, or she was just jealous of everything. So yeah, you're much better off without her in your life. Our final post for today comes from CharGamerYT. Entitled Mother wants free drinks and tries to steal my season pass. Short and quick story here. Summer of 2019, a friend and I met up at a water park in our area. Our parents left and we know our way around the park really well. So after going on a few rides, we went to the shop they had on the property and ordered each of us a Coca-Cola. Here comes entitled Karen with her son. The sun looked to be somewhere around 10 or 11. My friend and I both have the elite season passes for this water park because we usually go every other weekend during the summer. This pass gives us free drinks from all the shops as a bonus. So we are getting our wristbands scanned. They had electronic chips in them or something. And while we are waiting for our drinks, Karen says, "Can you two boys get a move on? My son wants a drink." We are waiting for our drinks. We will leave in a second. Karen looks at me and sighs and shrugs at me. It is taking a little longer to get the drinks, as their machine had run out of Coke or something like that. We walked out with our drinks, obviously without paying because of our passes. The Karen starts speed walking towards us, so we stop as we are leaving and she says, "You two didn't pay." The elite season pass gives us free drinks. My son really needs a drink and he would love it if you would go grab one for him for free. At this point, I knew she was an entitled parent. And to try to avoid further interaction, I pointed to the drinking fountain and said, "There is a free drinking fountain over there." My friend and I are walking away and this parent uses the same speed walking maneuver with her kid in tow and clarifies, "No, my son needs a soda. Sprite is his favorite." My friend is getting a little fed up at this point, so he says, "Just buy a soda. It's only like $1 or $2. Karen is now tense and angry. "Just let my son use your pass for free." Karen looks at both of us, waiting for us to agree, but neither of us said anything. She eventually says, "Can I just see what the Elite Pass looks like so I know what to buy next year?" At this point, we think she is calming down, so I hold up my wrist to her to show the railway wristband I was wearing. She began examining it and then lunged at it as she tried to grab it, but I pulled my arm away. She then continued shouting about how she just wanted to use our passes to get a free drink for her son who really needed it. We just walked away and enjoyed our day at the water park. My friend brought this story up to me again, and now that I'm a Reddit user, I figured that it would work out well here. Also, for anyone who's interested, after this, we went up to the customer support stand and explained what happened, giving a description of what her and her son looked like. I am not sure what happened to them after that, but I am picturing a crying Karen getting dragged out with her son looking embarrassed. Entitled parents be like, "Yeah, I don't want to buy my son something, and you have something that'll get it for free. So, let me commit a crime and steal it." Well, alright, my dash and do it, darling dames. That's going to do it for today's episode of r/Entitled Parents. I hope you liked the stories, and if you did, I'm going to link them in the description as always. And if you liked the video, subscribe, share, drop a like, and a comment down below with what you'd like to see me read next. A humongous thank you to everyone who's continued subscribing over these past couple weeks. I know my video posting has been shoddy, but I was on vacation for a week or two, and I just didn't have the time to actually prep the videos. But next time I go on vacation, I will definitely have time to prep. So with that being said, I'll see you in the next video.